Today, I'm going to share with you the 3 things you need to know before you get started homeschooling. Welcome to Sarah Still Teaches, a place where we get real about the education of our children. The first thing you need to know is, does your state require an application or notice of intent to homeschool? It sounds complicated, but this is really just the formal process of letting your district know of your desire to homeschool. The state of Colorado requires a notice of intent within 14 days of starting your homeschooling program. So I filled out a notice of intent provided by our local district and also attached a formal letter with that notice of intent outlining how many days I would be responsible for homeschooling and the average hours per day that I would make sure I fulfilled. The second thing you need to know is, am I responsible for assessments or evaluations? Most states require some type of assessment or evaluation be submitted, sometimes yearly, sometimes in odd grades. It's all at different intervals, so be sure to check what your state requires. The state also provides a list of assessments that are approved for homeschooling families. You then have your child assessed using those tests, and the results are sent in to the district or state that you are homeschooling under. The second option is evaluation, which requires that your student's portfolio of work is sent in to an approved individual and they assess the progress made over the course of the school year. That evaluation report is then sent in to the state or district you are homeschooling under as well. The evaluation option is great if your child is not a good test taker or has a lot of anxiety around taking a test. So this allows families an alternative route to show that their student has made growth during the school year. The third thing you need to know is, what am I responsible for teaching? Each state will have listed subject areas that you are required to incorporate in your homeschool program. Typically, it's listed as things like language arts, math, science, social studies, and you may find yourself asking, well, what do I teach within those subject areas? That is a very broad term, 2nd grade math. So I would encourage you to check out your state's standards and look and see, what are 2nd graders in school, in traditional school, learning? For me, this is a framework of what I need to cover for that school year. I was amazed to find that some states have no education requirements for parents in a homeschool program, while other states require that you have a high school diploma or GED, and some states even require that you have some college education or are supervised by a licensed teacher. So with that being said, make sure that you know your state's requirements so you're able to meet those requirements when completing your homeschooling program. If you're looking for an easy-to-use resource to check out your state's requirements, the U.S. Department of Education has a great page for homeschooling families. Once you're on the U.S. Department of Education website, there's a page called State Regulation of Private and Homeschools. On this page, there's a map of the United States and a drop-down menu. You can use these resources to click on your state to see what your state requires. There's also some awesome comparison charts down below that show you all of the different states and compare their requirements. Once you choose your state, you will be taken to a page specific to your state. The first thing you'll see are the private school regulations. You can scroll past that to the homeschool section. In this section, you'll find a little bit of everything we talked about today, along with additional resources and information like public school access for extracurricular activities and links to the state's Department of Education website. And it takes you to their homeschooling page, which has specific requirements similar to what you just saw on the Department of Education website. But there's also links on your state website that have more information. I hope you found today's video helpful in getting started on your homeschooling journey. For more information, check out our website. We've created a place with easy to find links for state homeschooling requirements and state standards.